Now, non-conforming use is, in my view, is the poorest stepchild of the whole process. Zoning, when I go back to my zoning text, including 1960 when zoning was adopted in New York City, the headline was, finally we have zoning, we've outlawed non-conforming uses. That was the purpose of zoning. So in my neighborhood, the purpose of zoning would have been not to have a purse factory where they're doing tannery and using those chemicals 250 feet from my house. That was the purpose of zoning. Nowadays, as city attorney, I've had a hard time getting planners to even understand the significance. What is a non-conforming use? A non-conforming use, there's either a legal one or an illegal one. A legal one was legal. The purse shop was legal just like the church was legal. But now the zoning law does not allow the purse shop. That is now a non-conforming use. Now there's also something called non-conforming structure. This is where the structure is built, completely to the boundaries of the property, and now in 2013, you require setbacks. So the structure itself, even if it's used for a conforming use, the structure, maybe we want it to go away. So the idea of non-conforming uses and non-conforming structures is that eventually they will go away. Now, a lot of zoning codes will say they have to go away in 40 years, or they have to go away in 20 years, or they will adopt a specific schedule that says these uses must go away in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and it's all tied to making sure that the person is now being outlawed has a constitutionally reasonable time to amortize their investment. Now, if it's a use that all you had to do is move in and get the phones changed, maybe that's a 5-year. I had a situation where a new city came online called Gora, and they adopted a 5-year amortization for all uses in a freeway corridor that were not essentially a hotel or a shopping center, because they were broke, they were a brand new city, and they wanted money. They knew hotels made money and shopping centers. Now the problem with that is there were some uses there. One of the people I represented at the time was a brick yard. They could pick up the bricks and move them somewhere else. They had a little tiny building, wasn't much. U-Haul was building a regional center. They weren't even done with their building. Their building really had not had final inspections yet. They were told, you have to knock down the building in 5 years. So obviously that law was changed. But that's non-conforming uses. You as a council, a lot of times will be asked to maybe hold your nose and say, let them continue, but you just have to understand where non-conforming uses fit in the overall scheme of things. Now, an illegal non-conforming use is a use that was never lawful. This is another thing that's misunderstood. If at the time the zoning ordinance changed, you were illegal to begin with, you don't get 20 years or 5 years or whatever. You're an illegal non-conforming use, you have no legal status.